What's up, everybody? So today's challenge is going to be another double challenge. I'm combining the challenges for days 46 and 47. Day 46 challenges us to play without using any canisters, and day 47 challenges us to not die during our gameplay. Um, each of those things alone are rather easy if that's all you're focused on. You just have to do things in the game that don't require canisters, and you just don't do anything that's dangerous. Uh, so, for each of those challenges to really grab my interest, I felt like they should have had some kind of secondary goal to make each day's challenge a more substantial factor. Like, explore a new cave, but without using canisters to make ramps or bridges, or collect research pods from like Baron's upper level caves where there's a ton of spikers and you can't, uh, maybe there's a secondary requirement where you can't kill the hazardous plant life. So, not dying becomes such a more substantial factor there. Um, so I was looking ahead to see if there were any challenges that I could combine with these in ways that would really like speak to me, uh, as far as like how I play. And I really couldn't think of anything of any good combos at the time, so I just decided to use these two challenges as an opportunity to fix up a glitch that occurred on a previous challenge build. Um, So at the start of this video, you saw me point to the back of my space snail. Some days back, I noticed that the hab that I used as the snail shell glitched out and sort of fell through the terrain. I found it in the cave beneath it, but the hab has since disappeared. So I decided I was going to task myself with replacing the snail shell with another hab, and doing so without canisters meant that I could only remove material from the snail to fit the new hab in place. Uh, I couldn't add any more material back in to help lock it in place or smooth out the snail, so any touch up work that I did to the snail itself had to be very minimal. Um, so there's a little bit of a challenge there, and um, it forced me to learn to use the winch uh, with a little bit more subtle touch, because I wasn't just dragging a hab into an open area. It was already basically an enclosed area, and it had to fit just right. Um, but as you'll see later on in the video, I do also end up going into a cave, like I mentioned earlier, and as you'll see, I managed to get this large rover down into the caves by tunneling through the cavern walls instead of making ramps like you would normally do. Uh, and not dying actually did factor into it a few times, because there was a few instances where I wasn't paying attention and I almost fell into the caves below, um, and so dying there obviously would have caused me to fail that challenge. Luckily, that didn't happen, and anyways, we'll get back to the time lapse as you see me repair the snail. I think I even bring back a second hab as a backup. Uh, and then you'll see me go down into the caves and look around a little bit. And we'll see you at the end.
meanwhile, the music's going on. There's a guitar player, a keyboard player, a harmonium player, and they're all chanting. And I'm talking into her ear. And so I started toning in different places in the body, and she eventually started pointing to all
So there you have it. Challenges for days 46 and 47, where we were challenged to play without using any canisters and to play without dying. So my approach was a little bit lazy, as I'm sure other players, found ways of making each challenge a little bit more exciting. Maybe they came up with their own game or their own challenges, like I was talking about earlier, to make each daily challenge a more substantial element. But I had some work I needed to do, and it was an excellent way to sort of kill two birds with one stone. As far as the actual challenges are concerned, the work itself was easy. Not playing with any canisters was, I think that was actually the more substantial of the two for me, just because I'm so used to always having at least one canister on me, so that if I needed to do any sort of terrain manipulation, I'd always be able to build a ramp, or I'd always be able to, smooth something out, or, like on this snail, I'd be able to add some kind of supports to keep the new hab in place, that kind of thing. And just not having that sort of safety net there, I had to be very cognizant of the fact that I didn't have any canisters, so it was more of a mental one for me. But I'm pretty happy with tonight's work, so I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all later.